Welcome to the world of probiotic foods. This is Cultured Food Life with your host, Donna Schwenk.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about how fermented foods can help your immune system, and especially with the upcoming flu season. Fall and winter, which are often called flu season, the time of the year that people fear not knowing how to protect themselves. But here's the deal. When you strengthen the good bacteria in your body, you can create an army of defenders that accompany you everywhere you go. For instance, if you shake someone's hand, you give them 8 billion of your bacteria and vice versa. And most of these people go throughout their day without paying much attention to our bodies unless we're hungry or unwell. So we often forget the incredible unseen workings that are happening inside of us. For example, did you know that your heart pumps 2,000 gallons of blood through its chambers daily, or that your kidneys filter about 40 gallons of blood to produce 1 to 2 quarts of urine? Then there are those trillions of good bacteria quietly but tirelessly working to protect you all day, every day. And these little powerhouses destroy harmful bacteria, sort through undigested food, balance your caloric intake, and even produce essential vitamins and nutrients. They're like little microscopic bouncers in your digestive system, allowing in the good and blocking out dangerous viruses and harmful invaders. And without these good bacteria, digestion would be impossible. But that's not all they do. They are also the driving force behind 60 to 70% of your immune system. And without them, we simply couldn't survive. So it's really time to pay close attention to our body's workings, because if we don't, it will get our attention through sickness and disease. So what is exactly happening inside of you that determines whether you are going to catch the flu or not? Your body is designed to combat pathogens and viruses. When a virus is looking for a host, your body has special defenders ready to seek it out and destroy this invader, protecting you from getting sick. Building up your good bacteria is key to keeping that defense really strong. White blood cells are your body's first line of defense. They destroy germs as soon as they're detected. But when a viral infection starts to gain ground, your immune system calls in a more powerful reinforcements. They're called T cells and B cells. B cells create antibodies, which are special proteins that latch onto a virus, preventing it from replicating. They also tag viruses for destruction, signaling other blood cells to finish the job. T cells play their own vital roles. Some act as an alarm system, raising an alert when they detect an invader. And here's where your gut microbes come into play. Certain beneficial bacteria in your gut can actually boost the strength of your immune system by increasing the number of T cells. Those T cells come in 2 types, killer and helper T cells. Killer T cells hunt down and destroy infected cells that have become virus factories, while helper T cells they act more like a military intelligence, coordinating the attack. So when a helper T cell detects a virus, it sends a chemical signal to the killer T cell, directing them to destroy that invader. Having a healthy, thriving community of good bacteria in your gut will boost T cell production and keep your immune system communicating and running smoothly. The signals from these beneficial microbes are really crucial for keeping your immune system strong and effective, especially in the face of viruses and infections. And unfortunately, many people who have taken antibiotics, which wipe out both the good and the bad bacteria, leaving them without a strong microbial defense system to fight all these pathogens. So consuming cultured or fermented foods, which are the same thing, is an easy and delicious way to replenish and strengthen your army of good microbes. It empowers your body, giving you confidence and a sense of vitality. While others are worrying about flu season, you can simply reach into your fridge and fortify your cells with all of these different foods that can last many, many months in your fridge. And they will strengthen your immune system with every single bite. And here's the really cool part. If you do get sick, which can happen, and that even happens to me once in a while, you will have these foods that will shorten the duration of the illness. And eventually, you won't get sick or you'll recover faster. And this is what I call the wellness zone, where you'll remember the incredible truth that you are really a miraculous system and that your body is designed to keep you well and to keep you healthy. and you just have to feed it what it needs and take care of it, and your body will do the rest. One of the foods that I love for cold and flu season are cultured veggies. The very first time I ever had any kind of stomach virus, cultured veggies were extremely effective with dealing with it. The stories I have witnessed about cultured vegetables are nothing but miraculous. And on several occasions, I have used cultured vegetables and its juice, mostly its juice, to get rid of food poisoning and a nasty stomach virus. It's like injecting some kind of magic tonic that works so quickly. I was literally shocked. And when my children came down with stomach bugs, I gave them small sips of the juice from cultured veggies and watched as either the vomiting or diarrhea or stomach cramps subsided. And it works very, very fast. There's really nothing on the market like it. I have seen it knock out food poisoning. That was the first time I noticed how strong it was. We all got a bout of food poisoning. It was really bad. And within 20 minutes, I just sipped the juice from the jar. I think it was a pickle jar. And within 20 minutes, I was up and moving around again. And we were all pretty sick. There's a special bacteria in cultured veggies called Lactobacillus plantarum, which binds to the mucosal lining of the gut, preventing the adhesion and dislocation of pathogens. So it steals their nutrients that these pathogens need to survive, and then the pathogens die and pass out of the body. This reduces pathogen growth. That can also lead to reducing any circulating endotoxins that can happen when you're sick. And having too many endotoxin can cause the immune system to really weaken, which can cause infections and inflammation. And this particular bacteria is very effective in calming that down. I have a great recipe of cultured veggies called Flu Prevention in a Jar. It's very powerful. It's really good. And it has a lot of prebiotic vegetables in it. And prebiotics are what feed the good bacteria, make it grow and multiply like crazy. So it makes a very, very strong cultured vegetables, and it's also really delicious. Now, kefir is a powerful food. It's a fermented milk drink, but you can make it dairy or non-dairy, and it's packed with over 50 plus probiotics, and especially if you make it at home. The ones in the store aren't as strong, but it's an incredibly powerful immune booster and one of the staples I rely on daily to keep me healthy. I have it every day, and I can't express how much I love this drink. It's like my best friend in the kitchen, and it's super fast and easy to make. It's 5 minutes. You can make a smoothie or I've made all different kinds of recipes with it, but it's super fast, and it just keeps when you make it, it's very sustainable because one batch, if you have kefir grains, you can make, years and years. I've had mine 24 years, my kefir grains. They will last your lifetime if you take care of them. We also have a product called Easy Kefir, which you make a jar and then you can use a portion of that jar to make another one. And then you can do it again and again and again and again and again. So it's inexpensive, it's sustainable, and my homemade kefir is brimming with living organisms that strengthen your immune system in one of the most powerful ways that I have found. It helps so many things, not just on preventing flu or viruses or things like that, but it helps with blood sugar and blood pressure, and it does so many things. It's a powerful drink that I just keep having every day because of all the natural body defense systems that it fortifies, and it literally gives me an army of beneficial microbes. And if you start now, you'll be prepared for when flu season hits. And with the full force this winter, you'll have something you can reach for that's going to really help you. Now, Dr. Sang Moon Khanna, professor at the Institute of Biomedical Sciences at Georgia State University, has found that bacteria strains found in fermented dairy and vegetables help protect against illness like the flu and respiratory infections. According to his research, studies have found some lactic acid bacteria strains provide partial protection against bacterial infections such as streptococcus, pneumonia, as well as cold and influenza viruses. I personally use kefir and fermented veggies to fend off colds and viruses and even prevent them or shorten them. One of my more unusual remedies is using kefir in a neti pot along with water and salt to clear up sinus infections. We did that many years ago with my daughter when she was early on in eating cultured foods, and that was something we used. And many sinus infections are caused by yeast and candida, And by flooding that area with good bacteria by eating it, but also, we rinsed our sinuses with it in water, will crowd out those harmful yeasts that trigger infections, and those troublemakers will be gone, and your sinuses can finally heal. It's a really big game changer. So we have a favorite cold buster kefir recipe, and it's called frozen lemon kefir. And what you do is you take a lemon and you stick it in your freezer, and then you get a microplane grater and you grate into kefir, and it's just so yummy and so good. It's one of my favorite ones because it gives you a lot of vitamin C, it feeds your microbes, and it's a fast and easy way to get a really delicious taste of kefir. Now, kombucha is a wonderful probiotic drink and something you should really consider drinking during cold and flu season. The special probiotic yeast in kombucha, Saccharomyces boulardii, which cannot be killed by antibiotics because it's a yeast. It can't be killed by antibiotics. It can help you stay healthy when viruses are all around you. This superstar probiotic is one of the most thoroughly researched of all probiotic supplements. It is used to treat C. diff, acute diarrhea, antibiotic-associated diarrhea, and some parasitic forms of diarrhea, and other gastrointestinal disorders. It also has anti-inflammatory and antitoxin effects. It neutralizes toxins produced by harmful pathogens and sends out a signal to the body to reduce inflammation. Inflammation can lead to a number of negative health outcomes, and we see that throughout our whole bodies. Inflammation is a deadly killer, and you want to help lower it any way you can. So interestingly enough, S. boulardii can act as a decoy to pathogens. It attracts and binds them to themselves, keeping them from attaching to the intestinal wall and doing their damage and giving you things like leaky gut and IBS. So kombucha is the first thing I reach for when I'm battling a sore throat or a cough. Sometimes it works better for a cough to let it get to room temperature since cold things can make you cough, but it's great for adrenal stress that is due to the body fighting an infection. And I can't say enough about it. Check out, I've got a really good kombucha recipe that I love. It's called Grapefruit Mint Kombucha. I have a lot of recipes, but this one's great because it has a lot of vitamin C, so it's really good for cold and flu season. Now, another thing that works really well for cold and flu season is fermented garlic. And I have two ways you can do it. It's wonderful for preventing colds and flus and shortening the duration. Allicin is a sulfur compound that is in garlic that is made when you crush the garlic or ferment it. It's a defense mechanism against attacks by pests on the garlic plant, but it has incredible benefits. There have been studies that suggest a daily dose of this has proved to be effective in preventing the common cold. So eating a clove a day at the first sign of a cold or flu is a great way to use as food as medicine, especially because it's fermented. We have two recipes. One is in honey that tastes really good because most people don't want to eat cloves of garlic, but you can also cook with it. We have lots of recipes, and you will just knock out a head cold really fast because one of them is that garlic is also a prebiotic. So it provides extra benefits, which makes your good bacteria grow. And it's easy to make, and the juice or extra honey can be added to salad dressings. With just a clove of garlic, you can add garlic to a salad dressing, and it makes it probiotic. So we have fermented garlic and honey, which is just basically sticking garlic cloves in honey. It actually tastes very, very good and is a great way if somebody's sick to help them to get over it faster. Now, I have a lot of recipes with ginger in them. We have kefir soda, and I love to make this kefir soda because you can just take any juice, and I don't know if you've seen those like crystallized gingers that you get, and they have like sugar on them, but the microbes eat that sugar and make it bubbly, and you can just plop a couple in there and you'll get ginger with the juice and half water and juice, and you put it in there and it gives it a wonderful gingery taste, but it helps because it gives it extra sugar to make more probiotics. Now, the sugar's not for you because the microbes are going to eat that, but it is for the good bacteria and the good yeast, so they have something to make it bubbly with. But I have a lot of recipes for kombucha and for kefir soda. Both of them will make you a bubbly probiotic drink that can really help you during cold and flu season. And I'm going to link this in the description below. If you go to the article, if you go to the description, go to the article, you'll see all the recipes at the bottom. We have all different kinds. I show you how to make the fermented garlic and the fermented garlic with honey. I show you how to make some kefir drinks, kombucha. We also have lots of cultured veggie recipes that are very strong. Each one of these different foods, kefir, kombucha, and cultured vegetables, will give you certain strains of bacteria that are going to help boost your immune system. That's why we recommend them. So they're fun and easy to make. They're not as hard as you think. People get scared about it, but it's super easy because I don't do anything hard. And I can help you. We have, if you go to my start menu on culturedfoodlife.com, you'll see a little smiley pot that says start here. And you just click that and have a drop down that shows you how to make all of these foods. But I also will put it in the link description too, so you can see the recipes individually and you can see how to make them. So I hope that helps you. I hope you'll stay healthy and strong this fall and winter and use these fermented foods as your little strengthening immune system buddies, because that's exactly what they do. Remember, you're 100 trillion microbes and they're everywhere in you and all around you. And they've been put there for a reason, and that's to keep you strong and healthy and keep your immune system running at its fullest. So thanks for listening, guys, and we will talk to you next time.